welcome to Being Black and Craft, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. This is Angie, the undeniable vixen, your host. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hello, everyone. So it's been a minute. I hope that you had an amazing Juneteenth, and we have so many things lining up for you in the next month, but we don't want to close out with something small. We got something big this evening, a great guest, but let's go ahead and talk about some beer news. So first off, commemorating Juneteenth, Pride, Father's Day, and all the good stuff in June, we, the Black beer delegates here in DFW, we had our liquor share. So what we always do is we come together. I told everybody to dress up this time. We found a spot that was BYOB, and we had nothing but Black-owned liquor. And we sampled and tried, made cocktails. It was really fun doing that. Some old favorites, some new things that we tried, and usually by the end, other than my bottle, because my bottle is autographed by Morris Chestnut, nobody's getting that bottle. We kind of traded bottles and for people to try and take home with them. So it's Jeremiah, one of the bottles, Do Epic Shit, which is, I believe, was a vodka that was interesting. So try that out. I think it's really great. It's a great opportunity to try different brands that are out there. There's so many new Black-owned spirits that are out there. The only thing that we didn't have this year was wine. And I was trying to get somebody to bring some wine, but we didn't have anyone to do it. They wanted liquor this time. So, but maybe next time. Then we have, if you recognize this character, this is Tyrone Biggins and Black Cauldron Brewing. So lucky for you, only one of those is on the shelves in Michigan. Dope Boy Fresh IPA is louder, juicier, and more flavorful than ever. This is not just another IPA, it's one that you will fiend. What makes Dope Boy Fresh special? Pure flavor. Each sip hits with bold notes and with ripe mango, tangy grapefruit, followed by a refreshing zesty citrus that keeps it lively, layered with underneath smooth hints of pine and a touch of spice that keeps things balanced, wrapped in a clean, crisp, powered mosaic hops, fresh, vibrant, and dangerously easy to come back to. And this is available in Michigan. If you know, you know. Black Calder, ask for dope beer. Then we also have So Mega, friend of the show. They're having a collaboration event July 12th. So they are working in concert with Blue Jacket, and it will host Elliot Johnson, co-founder of So Mega. The collaboration release, join us at the Distortion to Static. Listen to live DJ sets, drink more beers of So Mega and Blue Jacket. Founded in 2019, Howard University alumni Elliot Johnson and Jahai Wartz. Soul Mega is DC's second oldest Black-owned craft beer brand. It specializes in award-winning craft beer and creates experiences that embody the culture, creativity, and drive and community. Soul Mega's mission is to increase minority ownership in craft beer industry and inspire individuals to unlock their potential and follow their passion. So don't forget about this chance to go and try that beer. It is a 5.0 ABV New Zealand Pilsner, and it's brewed with Nectaron and Raku hops. And they also have the Soul Mega Metropolitan, which is a IPA, and the Worldwide, which I've had that one before, the American Pale Ale, alongside with some Blue Jackets. So if you're in that area for Soul Mega, if you're down kind of like DMV area, it should be close enough for you to get to. So there's no admission. You can just go free and just enjoy it, buy a beer, and enjoy the music. Then another friend of the show, this is a head-to-head they're going to be doing with Jen Price of Crafting for Action and Billy Harris. So they're going to do a beer versus wine at this event, and I don't have the name of the event. I don't know. I had it, but I've lost it. This event is going to be coming up very soon, and I'll probably put it in the show notes for the event. But they're doing a head-to-head beer versus wine. So the attributes of beer, why Jen thinks beer is amazing, and what the attributes and tasting notes and things like that. And wine, Billy Harris is going to come, and so they're basically going to say, who are you going to root for, beer or wine? So it's going to be kind of interesting to see that dynamic. Then we have Vine Street Brewing and Whiskey. They just won a big award for their basically their can art. Their can art is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. If you've ever been a part of Vine Street's IG, or if you have been in the Kansas City, Missouri area and got to go to the very iconic brewery, you have seen their can art. So their can art is really just very fresh and vibrant, and you really want it on a t-shirt, which I think I have one of their labels on the t-shirt. But they just won a national award for the Gold Addy Award for illustration. So shout out to them and their illustrator, excuse me. Then we have As One. So this is another friend of the show. It's Meanwhile Beer, The Middleman, and Urban Jungle Brewery. They all did a collaboration. They have been doing As One for the last, I believe, 2 to 3 years. And so this particular iteration is a hazy IPA. This edition of As One project curated by the three. This beer supports more inclusivity, more diversity, and the welcome craft beer community. The proceeds are going to go to the Michael Jackson Foundation, which is great. Funding for scholarships for BIPOC individuals in brewing, as well as they also do distillation as well. So here's to a good beer, shares phrases, and lifting up each other as one. And this one is already available. It started being available on June 21st. So you can get 4-packs, or you can go over there and get it on draft. That's going to be in the Texas area near Austin. So check that out. Shout out to Marvis and Shannon. Then we also have one more friend of the show. We've been talking about Vivian for a while and the experience, but she just won an award for the Bevolution Creators. She's a grantee of their award. They give stipends out to women. And so when Vivian searched for Black-owned beer options in 2020, she discovered a glaring gap in representation across the St. Louis, Missouri area. That moment sparked the experience, a mission-driven movement transforming craft beer culture in inclusivity and authentic storytelling. So to give her a quote, everyone should have a goal of building community, not just the community that looks like them, but being intentional with everyone. So shout out to Vivian. Congrats to her on getting that award. And I'm sure she's going to use those monies to great use. I think it was maybe last year that I won that stipend. So that was very helpful to me as well, continuing on with the work that I'm doing here with Being Black in Craft. And that's it for the news. So let me go ahead and bring up my guest. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that I am saying your name correctly.
Chrishon, yes.
Yes. I love the spelling of it. I love the spelling. I was like, okay. I was when I was typing and looking around, because usually I'm looking through Instagram, looking through Facebook and stuff like that, mind my business, loving Jesus like I do, and trying to find out what's going on. So first off, before I dive deep into everything, I want to know a little bit about you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Literally one of the only Black families during that time,
Mm.
in the 70s, and not showing my age too much, hopefully. And it definitely was an experience. So I grew up in the suburb of Chicago, but I've lived a little bit of everywhere, but now I live in the city. So I've been in the city since 96. So several years that I've been in the city.
Okay. Um, have you ever decided to, like you said you live in, so have you lived in other states?
Oh yeah,
Or,
yeah. I've lived in New York. I've lived in Las Vegas. So yes, I've definitely,
okay.
and currently I'm very back and forth. I can't say bi-coastal technically, but I'm between Chicago and Las Vegas, because I have a home there as well. So definitely West Coast to Midwest.
Okay. So when I was looking at things, so um, seeing that you were a radio DJ, were you a radio DJ
Not a
ever?
radio DJ. So to tell a little bit about my story, actually, I started off in sales and marketing. I worked
Okay.
in high-end retail for over 25 years. And then I decided that I was sick of making money for everyone else. When I say high-end, like I was working for Omega, Escada, the top of the top houses of fashion. And I went from that becoming a GM. And in sales, I had the highest numbers. I had $3 million books in the 90s. So I was helping celebrities, you name it. But I was sick of making money for everyone else. So I decided uh, to start an art gallery and bar. And we were the first African American women to ever do that, and have a off-premise, on-premise license in Chicago. And we were on the front of the Chicago Tribune, very popular. And we actually closed due to a bad flood. One of the condo owners above us, we were a storefront, flushed non-biodegradable baby wipes down the toilet. So we closed. Insurance didn't cover baby wipes. So fast forward to having just this dark space and losing everything. I started writing a blog, just to release. And the blog was called Love, Cork, Screw. The love section was funny things that used to happen in the gallery, being two single women owners. The cork section was my varietal picks, and the screw section was a card talking about pop culture. So then, to answer your question, that turned very popular. I was an awful writer, but it was very popular. I decided to turn that into a SoundCloud radio show. So we had over 4,000 listeners, kind of have this radio voice here. And we had over 4,000 listeners, and it was called Love, Cork, Screw. So before even podcasts became popular, it was my
Mm.
release. And that's how Love Corkscrew was birthed. It was birthed out of hurt, pain, losing everything. So when I decided to start the wine brand, uh, backtracking to 2009, when I owned the gallery, we won Chicago's Best for the best wine list, and I wrote that wine list. So when I decided to start a wine brand, I was like, what am I going to call the wine? And I woke up one morning, I was like, oh my gosh, duh, Love, Cork, Screw. So that's the quick story. So yes, I did have an online radio show for a while called Love Corkscrew.
Okay. Because I was like, that is. I was like, I don't know if this is matching, but yeah, I can see that you are ahead of your time with
Years
this.
ago, we're talking early 2000s. So yeah, a long time ago, over 25 years ago. That's crazy, right?
Man. So okay, now when we were in the before we went on came on, you were having a sip of something. Tell me more about what you're sipping on.
Yeah. So, well, first and foremost, I'm sipping on my own wine, Love Corkscrew, but I have always been very lucky to get a lot of gifts through my business, and just friends that like to gift me interesting bottles of wine. So I was working an event in the DMV area, and a friend of mine who has an amazing wine club business, she gave me a bottle of It's called Mazel, like Mazel Tov, like Mazel. And
Mm.
it's sparkling red wine. Now, I'm not a sparkling lover normally, but it's made out of 100% Barbera. So that's Italian, North area, and it's dry red, more reminiscent of a Pinot
Mm.
Noir.
Mm.
And it has sparkle in it, right? So I believe it's from the Lowe's Vineyard in Maryland.
Okay.
Um, and it's actually delicious. And again, I'm not one as a negociant and wine professional. I'm not normally someone who would drink a sparkling anything. That's just not my jam. It's absolutely delicious. So it's 100% Barbera. It's called Mazel out of Maryland.
Nice. Nice.
Very good. Very
Good. Okay. Okay. Um, so tell me more about the wines that you have. You have a collection of at least four, right?
more than that.
You
So
have
I
more than
have, yeah, I have
okay.
more than that. So when I started Love Corkscrew, it was being in the industry on so many different levels. It was from owning the art gallery and bar and having a wine bar, so having that on-premise bar experience. I came from also the distribution side,
Mm-hmm.
sales and distribution. So I worked for one of the largest distributors in the country, and I had a very, very large territory. So it was golf courses, restaurants, you name it, bars, nightclubs. And everyone would tell me the same thing. They really want to support local, meaning local to the Midwest, because there's beautiful wineries and vineyards within the Midwest that people don't even know existed. So fast forward to Love Corkscrew. When I launched, I said I wanted a little something for everyone. From my experience within the wine industry, I know I have a great palate, and I wanted something that just fits a little bit of everyone. There's thousands of varietals out there. There's so many varietals, but I wanted to hit something that was just about right to where you would say, you know what? If I don't like this one from Love Corkscrew, I probably like that one from Love Corkscrew. So I actually launched with 6 varietals.
Okay.
Currently, I have a Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Grigio, Riesling, Concord, which is known to the Midwest and the East. I have a Chardonnay. I have a new Moscato as well, and a rosé called We Go High. So they all have really fun, whimsical names. But even
Mm-hmm.
more recently, I just launched my additional line that's a little elevated called the Lampley. And they have some of the same varietals, but a little different take on them. A great one from Lodi. I have some amazing wines from Michigan. So definitely expanding my portfolio for so many years in business. I've been in business 11 years now. So just expanding and growing in several markets. And it's very exciting.
So tell me, as far as you being in the industry when you were working for someone else, how was that? Because you were going out and contact, you're on premise and off premise and in contact with customers or rather accounts.
Yeah, I
Um,
was in the field. Yeah.
how was that as far as your reception to being a woman of color? Were there any challenges? Did you get any pushback?
Oh, every day. And to this day, I still get pushback.
Mm.
This definitely is a industry that is not diverse. Yes, it's growing. It's getting better. And when I say getting better, on the negociant vineyard winery side, being Black, we used to say when I started in the industry, less than 1% of us. So
Hmm.
when I say growing, we're now at 1%. So
Right.
that's still crazy. It's absurd. So when it comes to the sales side, distribution side, I've seen in my time definitely expanding, and there's more, but we still have a long way to go. So at that time, we're talking again early 2000s, having the top territory in Illinois. It was extremely rough. I wasn't being taken seriously. There's certain areas that I honestly don't think I would have went if it was dark outside. When it goes to visiting some of the accounts and some of the bars that I don't think I was too welcomed in. So I definitely was always had my P's and Q's, my eyes open. And but I'm come from a very resilient older parents who've been through it all. Literally, when I was growing up, kids thought I had a tail. being called the N word. So I come from a very strong, resilient background. So when it came to that, I would say my childhood prepared me for sure.
Okay. Um, that's just shocking to me because you look like a very maybe 30 or 40, but you said the 70s that you grew
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. I am 50. I'll be
It's
51 this year. So I'm in my 50s, and yeah, but thank you. You know, and I say that's from smiling a lot, drinking a lot of water, and enjoying wine.
yeah, because I was like, I'm connecting. That's like, wait a minute, no,
Yeah,
because
I'm a 70s baby. 70s
okay.
baby.
So, what has been the most rewarding part of building your brand that doesn't just sell wine, but celebrates the culture and community?
It definitely would be mentoring. I'm able to help others in through my challenges, through my ups and downs, which consistently happen and still will happen. I love the fact that I can teach others and tell them what may not work. And that's what I'm here for. And it's one of those things where you realize as you get older that sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes you have another purpose that you have no idea what that is. And when you accept that, things will happen for the good. So I've realized that, okay, got it. I'm here to help others. That was my whole, that's Love Corkscrew. That's what Love Corkscrew is about. It's about inclusivity, it's about fun, and it's about making wine approachable. So as I'm mentoring, whether it's other people trying to get within the wine industry and making sure what side of the industry do they want to get on, or whether it's just entrepreneurship in general, I realized that I had a bigger purpose. So I just do a lot of mentoring. I have e-learning courses and just a lot to help others to navigate this crazy wine and spirit world.
Very good. That's really wonderful that you are able to do that, because it seems like it's already an undertaking having that. And then, well, I was going to talk about ClinkFest. I know that's another part, and then you to be able to have that bandwidth to do mentoring is phenomenal. So, was there ever a time that you can recall that you want to walk away from this dream, and or 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 someone, and what may have poured back into you to say?
Every other day, I want to walk away. Literally every other day, because I'm like, why am I doing this? Nothing's consistent in this industry at all.
Mhm.
When people say I want to own a wine brand, I'm like, do you really? Why do you want to own a wine brand? Because I like drinking wine. Wrong reason to want to own a wine brand. So every day, I have some instance that happens. And I'm like, what am I doing? But I remember years ago, I was still working full time, which I have not for years, but I was still had a full time job in retail, and I wouldn't forget walking down the street, and I was in my feelings. I believe an account had turned me down to take in my wine, and I just had an attitude like in my head. And as I was going to work, this young lady stopped me in the middle of the street and she started crying. And she's like, oh my God, it's the wine lady. And I was just caught off guard because I was too busy in my own head, right? And she's
Mhm.
like, thank you. She's like, you inspire me to be great. And I don't remember if she was a graduate at a school or still in college, but she was like, I've watched everything you've done from day one,
Oh wow.
and you inspire me. And after that, I never stayed in that place again.
Mhm.
Sure, I have sleepless nights. Sure, I have anxiety. Sure, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow, but none of us do.
Right.
But it after that, I'm like, got it, got it. It's not what I think it is, and that's when I realized this is bigger. This is bigger.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Um, if you could toast to your younger self,
Mm.
what would you say to her in the moment as you're clinking glasses?
It'll be okay. It'll be all right. Everything works out And it may not be what you think it's going to be, right? I know we get excited for some things when we have opportunities or get that one email that says congratulations, and we think that's it. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're disappointed because that wasn't it. Maybe it wasn't as big as you thought, or it didn't give you the opportunity or enough followers that you thought, or enough sales that you thought, or you're not famous now. Like after that big thing happened,
Mm-hmm.
I would tell her, don't worry about it. It's going to come. Whatever is meant to be will be, and just enjoy every minute. Stop looking at the future and getting anxious or upset of what may go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the now and focus and enjoy yourself. Have a good time.
That's good. That's very sound advice, because I think that we are rushing to wanting to get that thing, and we're just rushing towards it so fast that we don't take time to really uh, enjoy the small victories that you have.
Breathing, the
Yeah,
sun,
yeah.
like enjoying the fresh air, something that smells good, a good piece of steak, whatever. Like the little things we don't enjoy in that moment because we're thinking of something else. So how are you truly enjoying it? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I know I've done wrong. I'm saying it that I know I have not done that. We were on billboards in Times Square, and I wasn't going to go and see it. And I remember a friend telling me, "You're what? You better get on that plane." And I did. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. So it's enjoying the now, what's going on, and appreciating every second.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Let's talk about ClinkFest. How was that birth? How did that happen?
It's crazy because, as busy as I am, not only do I run two companies, I'm also the vice president of the African American Association of Vintners. And then I said to myself, let me do more. It's insane. And I mentor. Like I have zero time. And I'm married. I try to keep my husband here. Like it's too much going on, right? So I said, I am all about the anti-fest. I always have been. I've been in the industry a long time. And what do I mean by anti-fest? I don't like paying any type of vendor fee. I just don't.
Mm,
And it doesn't make any sense. Why am I going to pay a fee? And also I have to get the wine there, which is very heavy, and it's adult signature only. And I have to staff it because normal festivals have hundreds of people. I can't work it on my own. So I got to pay staff, give free wine, spend money for shipping, and pay a vendor fee to not be able to legally sell. Makes
mm-hmm.
zero sense. So I said I was going to create the Anti-Fest. And I did. Being in the industry for so long, I know just about everybody. So I was able to put my bat signal out and tell fellow winemakers, spirit producers, beer producers, hey, come and be a part of my Clink Fest. And I'm not charging you a dime. I just need you to show up and show out. And a great friend and sorority sister of mine, we got together. I knew she had an amazing connection with women, as her organization is She Rocks It. So she was just all about women empowerment. So I said, perfect, let's partner together and create the Clink Fest. So we're going on our fourth Clink Fest. It averaged 1,000 to more people come, and you're drinking wine and spirits and beer from BIPOC, women in BIPOC owned, but even better, we have so much food. We have amazing chefs, James Beard awarded chefs that come, and it's not like just charcuterie everywhere, right? It's food everywhere at the Clink Fest. And it's just an adult amusement park and so much going on. So it's September 21st this year. And it's a Sunday. We have it a Sunday in Chicago every September. And it was just birthed simply on wanting to give exposure above and beyond what I even possess, to just amazing makers that I know, and giving them opportunity to do it and not rob them of charging them anything.
That's awesome. And yeah, I think that's truly is one thing that people have when they're trying to do a festival. Because I'm thinking of some of the beer festivals. We were just having a conversation about this, that they extended the time because no one's putting up. They don't have the funds
We don't.
to
The
put the
wine
big
and spirit
exhibit.
and beer industry is down.
Mhm.
So we're highly regulated. We have so many licensing that we have to pay for. Retail in general is down. So people are also buying with intention on the positive side, but on where it's affecting us is a lot of people aren't drinking anymore. Whether it's going into the mocktails, whether it's financially, we're an extra, we're a romance, we're something you
Yeah.
don't need. So amongst other industries, we're not the only industry that's down.
Hmm.
So think about that. On top of all of that, you also want to charge us a fee and say that it'll be great marketing. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars for people to enjoy themselves. May remember me, may not. Because
Right.
when people are drinking, having a good time, kikiing, they're not going to remember every single varietal they drank when they went to that wine fest, nor are they going to go to the website and buy it right away. Just not, I've been in this industry too long to know that. Some do with intention, but it's not going to be the amount that will make up for the thousands of
Hmm.
dollars that I spent. So
Right.
it just has to make sense. It has to make sense. And it's hard. You're going to get more people, this or the same amount of people to come, but you got to please and appease the suppliers. Otherwise, you're not going
Hmm.
to have anything there.
Right. You're absolutely right.
We need help. We haven't made it. We're not millionaires. Like we need help. And that's not the way to help us.
Yeah. Um, so is it from all over as far as the people that are in coming to ClinkFest? All like people from
All over
different.
the world. We have people
Oh,
that fly in from Mexico.
okay.
We have amazing Peace Coast company and Mezcal, like from everywhere. So it's all women and BIPOC in the industry. And we have great partners as well that just want to be a part of it, like Gallo and just amazing other groups. Diageo sponsored it as well. United. It's
Hmm.
just an amazing, amazing event. But it's the highlight is women in BIPOC. But there's a little bit of everything, and
Hmm.
everybody's there from Uncle Nearest to Moores. To Michael Lavelle, Love Corkscrew, McBride Sisters, like a little bit of everybody is there. And again, it's just this amazing, amazing amusement park.
Hmm. Is there one like out of the 4 years that you've been doing, and you're standing in the middle of everything, everything is going? Is there something that you like? You kind of took it all in and said, "This is why I made this." Is there a moment that you saw or can remember that's like, "This is why I did this"? Absolutely.
You mean 11 years in business? I think you said 4.
Oh no,
11 years.
no. As far as
Oh, the
ClinkFest,
Clink Fest.
as far as
Got it.
ClinkFest, yes.
The Clink Fest. The Clink Fest, yes. And that's a great question. The moment I knew it was right was the joy on the supplier's face. A
Mm,
consumer, because I've been a consumer, of course, I still am a consumer. I still go sometime with my husband and go to festivals and enjoy myself. A consumer is going to enjoy themselves. If they didn't spend too much money and they're getting the food and the drink that they need, they're going to be fine. They're going to have a good time. But when I saw the actual makers like woohooing and partying and happy and not just exhausted, and
mm,
they were happy that they got all of these new customers, um,
yes.
and they didn't feel that they wasted their time or like, oh gosh, I got to make up this money. That's when I'm like, winning, winning. And also, we have the day before we do an educational for the makers. So we
Mm,
help them get educated, whether it be in distribution, whether it be us just sitting in a round table and talking out. What do you need? Okay, you need bottles. Okay, you need corks, or what you need more exposure. You need better distributor. We're having these conversations and to get their feedback to know that that's their favorite part of the weekend. Amazing, amazing, because now I can actually help you progress and you can come to a different level. And again, I want you to surpass me. I'm getting old. I need to retire soon. I want you to be great. And that when they're reaching out to me, like, when's the next one? When it's a month after, we got 11 months to go at the time that they're reaching out to me saying, we want to put it in our calendar already.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was it for me.
That's awesome. So you were talking about distributors. So it made me think of something. Are there any BIPOC distributors that are out there that we can access or?
Yeah. I don't know them all, I'll be honest. But yeah, there's one, Brandware Wines. They're great. They're a great distributor out of Texas.
Okay.
Shoe Crazy distribution. She's out of the DMV area, the Virginia area. So yes, there are distributors that exist. I will say this, because the industry is changing, a lot of the larger distributors are bowing out. If we want to talk about recent news, RNDC, which is one of the largest distributors in the country, just pulled out of California. That's huge, and that
Wow.
affected thousands of suppliers, and it affected 2,500 employees that aren't going to be have a job as of September.
Oh, wow.
So as those large distributors are restructuring, there's opportunity for some of these smaller distributors to come up, right? Because
Mhm.
we as suppliers are looking for new distributors, looking for help. Because if we don't have a distributor, it doesn't matter whose shelf you're on, whether it be Walmart, Total Wines and More, Target, doesn't matter who. If you don't have a distributor, you're not going to be put on that shelf.
Right.
Period. It's a 3-tier system.
Mhm.
Period. So
Mhm.
I don't care if you have thousands and thousands of stores. They can't help you. They can hopefully introduce you to possible distributors, but you need a distributor, right? So the great thing is that is giving opportunity to a lot of mid to small tier distributors to come up in the game now, and
Mhm.
some of those are minorities. So yeah, it's happening, and it's a great thing to see. In such a bad time, it's a great come up, and a
Yeah.
great thing to see.
Yeah. So my last question for ClinkFest, have you ever thought about like thinking to the future? Have you thought about taking it on the road?
Yeah, we get asked several times each year. We've gotten asked about that. There's a few states that are actually seriously inquiring about it, and
Mm.
let's see what happens. Right now, I need to focus on Chicago and making this one great. In
Yes.
September, we're only just a couple of months
It's here.
away, but yeah, my gosh, this is going by so
It's so
fast.
fast.
But yes, we definitely will expand. In part of that expansion, we just became a nonprofit, so we are technically the Sip and Empower Foundation, which is very exciting. So yes, the answer is absolutely, and yeah, stay tuned.
Okay, okay. So let's talk about tasting notes and wine, but let's do it a little bit different. I
Sure.
want to do, if you could tell me your entrepreneurial journey in tasting notes, what would it be?
It was group grassroots. It wasn't that. Now, obviously, I have my certifications, my WSET training, and such, but my tasting notes came from simply trial and error and listening. I was always a salesperson, always in marketing. So I tend to listen to everyone else and not just think of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So tasting notes and what people wanted came from me listening to the consumer and seeing what was lacking in the wine industry or lacking in a certain price point. Like Love Corkscrew, if you have a $20 bill, you can buy a bottle of Love Corkscrew. And that's what I wanted. So it was pairing with food and not overthinking it. I always say enjoy it, drink it, don't overthink it. Thinking of wine as the spice, as the seasoning, and that's what pairs with your food. If you think of it that way, it makes everything so easy. An example, you have a great piece of Dover sole, a whitefish. What do you normally prepare it? How do you normally prepare it? Butter, herbs, right? So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what's buttery? What's herbal? Chardonnay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. The tasting notes, right, are that If you have a great salad, chicken salad or something, Riesling, because the acidity. So it has grapefruit and a little lemon zest like my Riesling does. So it's simply reading the back of the bottle, thinking what makes sense, and listening to the consumer. And that's how I developed just a knack for tasting, for tasting notes, and really picking up things like this Barbera. I'm picking up so much cherry in it, and it has this beautiful medium bodied feel to it, that makes it really, really good. And unlike normally a sparkling, that again, I'm not someone who enjoys sparkling. And this has been so yummy to me, and very easy. So you're never wrong. And that's the perception that I want to make sure clear to your listeners. If I'm drinking this and I'm picking up cherry, but you drink and you're picking up blackberry, you're not wrong.
Right.
You're not wrong. Your taste buds are your taste buds. And that's simple.
So I was actually trying to think as far as you personally, if we described you yourself, what are your tasting notes?
I love it. What are my tasting notes? Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Oh, we went deep there. Okay. I'm spicy, full bodied, and enough tannins just to make it right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Love it.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
See, I go straight into education mode.
Oh, but we needed to know that too. I
I
needed to
love
know
it.
that
I
too.
love it. That was great.
But, so, with everything that's going on in your world, how do you decide to take that time, that small time to breathe? When are you getting those that work life balance? How are you doing that?
I don't. I can't even lie to you. I don't have any work life balance. And however, I'm taking in life. I would say that probably my best times are when I'm kind of relaxing with my husband, or
Mhm.
when I'm driving. Driving for me is therapeutic. I fly a lot. So being in the plane is very therapeutic, because it's really like you can't get to me, right? I'm not hardcore on the emails. Yes, I do get the Wi-Fi service, and I'll log on from the airplane every now and then, but I try to release.
Mhm.
So I would say that, but it's so much. I think when we have so many responsibilities as we get older, whether it's caregiving, whether it's wanting the business to be successful, and thinking about retirement and what that looks like, and just trying to appease yourself along with everyone else. I don't know. I'm going to say something controversial that I said. I think some people lie about it. I think some people are saying they have balance, but do they really? Or are you just saying that because it sounds right? Right. I meditate, and yes, I work out. Yes. Yes. When I wake up in the morning, I just be and I pray, and I'm just, at one with myself.
Mhm.
Sure. But truly, is that balance? I don't know. I don't know. But maybe it looks like, something different for everyone. But I can't say I'm not going to answer email. I don't shut down my computer and don't look at an email till the morning. That's not how my life works. If my phone dings and it's an email that I need to answer, I'm going to answer it.
I'm definitely gonna look. I'm
I'm
definitely
going
gonna
to.
look.
At
It's
the
like,
very least, I'm going to look. I'm not going to turn off my phone. I have an 84-year-old mother to take care of. I'm not turning off my phone.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if I see an email, I'm more than likely 99% of the chance I'm going to look at it, at least to see the subject line, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's I don't know if that's the the drive, or drive as women, that we just, we have our lists, and we want to be able to check everything down, and being a little bit anal about different things, if that's just something that's inherent in us, or
Right.
if it's just like, I'm over all these things, and if I don't keep the balls up, they're gonna go down.
And
So,
I think that's with minority women, Black women in general, right?
mhm,
We always have to work 3 times as hard just to get equal to our counterparts. So if we miss something, we may miss the ball.
Right.
It's just life. That's
Mhm.
where we are. God made us this way, period. So it's okay. I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to miss an opportunity. So I always get told that, thank you, Chrishon, you always respond so quickly. Thank you for getting back so fast. So why would I jeopardize that? If that's my reputation
Mhm.
and it's something I can answer, I'm going to answer it quickly. I'm never the one that people are waiting for. And I never will be that person. When when you send out a group and they say send your picture and bio, I'm never the last. I'm always the first.
Mhm.
So I will continue that way. If I'm that way at 50, why would I change? So I think that's important for me. We all have our things that are important for us. For me, that is a quick response. I'm efficient and I listen.
That's awesome. That's not, it's not bad attributes to have. Absolutely not.
Right. It just is, and again, if that affects, that balance, that's my balance.
Mhm. Mhm. So, let me ask you, when is the next? I'm sure not till after September. When is the next vacation?
Yes, I'm actually going to be very excited. My husband and I, we did not get a honeymoon,
Okay.
because unfortunately my father passed away in February, and life just took its toll. We just got married we've been married a year and
Oh,
a few months. So we did not get our honeymoon. So we're excited that in December we're going to Paris. We're going to be there for 11 days. We're going to stop in London as well, and we're going to see Jamiroquai, which is super exciting.
I am too.
We will be
I am too.
there. We will be
Oh,
there. We will be there.
yes.
We will
I'm
be
so
there.
excited.
Yes, so we'll be there in December, and like I said, we're going to stay for at least 11 days and try to do as much as we possibly can. So that's going to be my time. My do not disturb will be on. I have a great team that will be working in my place. Usually December being OND, an industry standard, they call it
Yeah.
OND, October, November, December.
Yeah.
That's usually the time where everything's in place already. So I shouldn't be pulled into needed do anything at the last minute, because whatever it is planned already.
It is.
So I think I can get away, right? I think I
Yes.
can.
Yes. I think yes. That is because I'm a brand ambassador. That's my side hustle, and so I'm very familiar with O&D.
Yes.
I'm waiting. Usually just waiting for that, and that's when we run, and then New
Yes.
Year's Eve hits, and it's like
Yes. 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 So I'm excited. Yes, I'll be in Paris.
that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, Well, I really thank you. That's all the questions that I have for you today. I had an amazing time talking to you and learning about your story and learning more about Love Corkscrew. And I knew it was in Chicago, but now that I know a little bit more, especially with the diverse layout of ClinkFest, it will be something that will be a destination because I love coming to Chicago.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Um,
And everybody always says that. Everybody loves coming to Chicago. And
mhm.
yes, I swear there's a huge percentage that are not from Chicago that come to ClinkFest, from Michigan to Indiana to literally Mexico. DMV, they love coming. Texas loves coming. So yes, we always have a huge diverse crowd coming from all around the country and beyond.
Yeah, that sounds great. And tell us again when ClinkFest is.
Yes, it's in September. If I'm not mistaken on my date, September 21st, which is a
Okay.
Sunday. Come to ClinkFest, and it's from 3 to 8 p.m. And I'm just checking my dates to make sure I am correct. And I am. It's the September
Okay.
21st. It'll
Okay.
be at MFG Morgan, which is in the Fulton Market area, so downtown the city. A gorgeous area, great restaurant district, and great places to stay in Chicago over there. And it's just
Okay.
perfect place to have Clink.
Okay. So I can find somewhere to stay and I can just walk to it or take a short Uber there to.
Literally, that's exactly how and people are booking their hotels already. It's not too expensive, and it's just a gorgeous area on Randolph, again, around the Fulton Market area, which is the restaurant district. which has literally most of the James Beard restaurants going straight down Randolph, and it's amazing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I had an amazing time talking to you, and I hope to, that I definitely want to make sure. Oh, that's what I wanted to make sure before I leave. As far as if I wanted to get some wine, um,
Yes, yes,
how can I get some wine? Because I'm not in Michigan, so I'm not in Chicago. So how
yes.
do I get it?
So everyone, just go to either lovecorkscrew.com. That's LOVECORKSCREW.com. So lovecorkscrew.com. And either you can buy straight online, we ship. We have an amazing wine club as well. Also, there's a store locator on there. So if you go down to Love Corkscrew Wine Locator, where to find Love Corkscrew, we're sold around the country. We're in Texas, Indiana. We're 18 states. We're in California. We're in most Total Wines and More. We're in HEB. We're in so many locations. So definitely just put in your zip code. And if it doesn't show a store near you, it'll say order online. So
Okay,
lovecorkscrew.com.
perfect. Well, we'll end it right there. That's great information. So thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us for Being Black and Craft, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. And we wish you a good night.